This Christian Edwards has a second email. Biggie's retirement, New Day's future. I'm not even going to read this. He asked about Biggie earlier, so this not even worth it.
Save that for that guy, Joe.
Next is from George Gebhardt. Subject is time to split up WWE tag titles. Hey guys, with Kevin Owens out with an injury, wouldn't this be a good time to strip Owens and Zayn of the tag titles? Both Raw and SmackDown have at least 7 tag teams each on their respective roster, not including Owens and Zayn. By doing so, they can give a boost to both brands' tag division. And when Owens comes back, then he and Zayn can go on a quest to get the titles back. Thoughts? George, sure. I don't know. Like I said, when we talk about interesting questions, that's not an interesting question. Okay. Next one's from Greg Gandolfini, and the subject is: what if Bill Body showed up at a Triple H show or Sapphire Gentlemen's Club? How do you do's, K100? As you're all aware, Billy Body is the running for the Scumbag of the Year, not the biggest low-life bottom feeder of the century. But what if, let's just say, that ever made his presence known at Triple A show in Mexico or Sapphire Gentlemen's Club in Las Vegas? What would you do if Billy showed up at your place of business and you noticed that piece of dog when you're on the clock? Let's just say if it were me, well, I can't legally say what I would do. I saw that scumbag posting pictures of himself at the big W show. It seems that company is happy to take his money. Me, I could tell him where to shove that money, if you know what I mean. P.S. The Billy Body New Jersey band has officially expanded to include all of the northeastern tri-state area and some of Pennsylvania. Oh, this is a guy that banned him from New Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now
So
expanded.
this guy doesn't like Billy at all.
Well,
bro, Billy's been to Sapphire Gentlemen's Club. I wouldn't care. Like if he
they've
comes in, I mean, I
they'll
wouldn't.
they'll take his ticket money, but they won't allow him in the hotel lobbies. So there's that.
What if he showed up? Cody, would you have him removed from a AAA show if he paid to be there?
Well, here's the thing. If he were to show up, remember I told you that usually I hang out with some guys that just in case any goes down, but they weren't there that day in Tijuana, that Billy Body, what's this guy's name? Lord Cyrus got attacked by the Mark security guard.
Right. Yeah.
So these guys would definitely out of him. Probably, all of them, because there's a couple of them. Give him the definitely those Hulk vibrating gloves. You know which one I'm talking about? Have you ever seen those oversized Hulk vibrating gloves? And then probably be brought over to the Hong Kong nightclub, which is very popular in Tijuana with the servicemen. And he would be stationed there as a permanent on the business end. Nothing.
Next is from Masks, Mats, and Mayhem show, and the subject is AEW Women's Locker Room. Keep it a show. Oh, good, because Conan should have some information on this. Okay. Keep it as short so you can read a grip of them. What do you guys think about Lufisto's comments about the AEW Women's Locker Room environment and the comments it got from MGF, Ruby, Taya, Dustin Rhodes, and others? Just to read the comments, okay? So Lufisto, who Conan knows, she said, had a 1-hour phone call with the current AEW talent. The woman who actually addressed the problems I did today were the ones sent home by Tony Khan. There was a meeting to shoot on Thunder Rosa that Khan attended. Before leaving, he reminded them that the women in the AEW locker room don't just he reminded them that their numbers are like they don't do good numbers, supposedly. And the women in the AEW locker room don't just claim to be in support of women's wrestling, they show it. Whether you see it or not, the ones who don't ask for credit, others, I don't know. But basically MJF and Ruby. So there was it was pretty funny. Obviously, Tony Khan sent out an all points bulletin. Okay, because all these AEW women like started responding like all within an hour of each other on Twitter to talk about how much they love working there and stuff and all that, right? Which I thought was funny. Which was kind of like a media dump, like you know like you see in like the mainstream media does it sometimes, right? Like the narrative went out. But I didn't really care much for the story, to be honest with you. But Conan, I asked him, like, did you know anything about this? And I texted you, and you said, yes, you do have some information. Do you have any information on what happened here?
Yeah, there's nothing, that anybody doesn't already know. But from the people that I spoke to is, well, here's the thing, because now, they're putting that, like you said, Ruby responded, right? And a whole bunch of wrestlers, right, Joe?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Dustin Rhodes responded and then deleted a tweet that said, "Hey, Lufisto, read your story, and sometimes as a coach, I have to be very honest and won't ever tell you a lie about how good or bad it was. Sometimes hard love comes out, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I hope you find what you're looking for." Because allegedly he was hard on her and made a joke about French Canadians being told her match was terrible. So that was his response. Disco List member Nicole Matthews supported Ruby Soho in the situation, and well, that's basically it. She just said that she's one of her favorite people.
Time out. I don't give a about these responses.
Oh, you want to hear what Conan has? Yeah.
I want to hear what happened.
Yeah.
Well, what happened here?
Yeah. Well, from what I heard was Lufisto went in there. She had a match, and I'm friends with her, so there's no hating. So I'm just stating, not hating. She went in there. She had a match, and I guess she felt disrespected. I don't know if it was what Dustin said, but that doesn't sound like something Dustin would say. But she was disrespected, and so I think she kind of wanted to put him on blast. And she had found out about this meeting, which was not recently. It happened when they were in San Antonio. Can you see the last time they were in San Antonio, Joe?
Yeah.
AEW.
Mhm.
So this happened when they were in San Antonio. And, of course, the wrestlers, and I've seen this in many, many promotions, including my own, where you're trying to do damage control because you don't want the company to look bad. So you have credible wrestlers go out there and defend the company. But, bro, nobody's stupid. There's no wrestling promotion. You could go to Starbucks and there's only 10 employees and there's going to be beef between 10 employees. You're not going to tell me that a wrestling room full of immature, a lot of them are petty, a lot of them have more money than they've ever had. They're jealous. They're cutting each other's throats. They're stabbing each other in the back. That there's not people that don't like each other. When I was watching that reality show they had, whatever it was called, do you remember, Joe? AEW?
The what now?
All Access.
All Access.
Okay. Yeah, my bad.
Bro, for like a month, they were showing this thing of this actual heat between Tay Conti and Ruby Soho, where they were basically saying, Ruby was basically like, yeah, I'm ready to beat this chick. You know what I'm saying? And that was not scripted. You know what I'm saying? So there's heat back there. A lot of people, there's a lot of heat on Britt Baker, and obviously Britt doesn't get along with Thunder Rosa. And there's other girls that don't get along. And that happens in every company, AAA, WWE, Impact. That's just the way life is. You don't have to be in a wrestling company. Just any baseball teams. The Padres were screaming at each other not too long ago in the dugout because of their poor play. That happens when there's ego and money and immaturity all involved in competition.
Well, I tweeted, because you've stated this in the past, it's not like it's a lie, that I said, the relative to the amount of women on the roster, the percentage of drama caused by the girls has always been excessively high.
That is true.
And like you said, what is a comment you made? It was very. You said
I've never been.
Five girls in the locker room cause more drama than like the other 80 guys combined, right?
That is true, and we've seen it in other locker rooms. We've seen it in Impact. You've been in Impact, We've seen it in. That's It
just happens. Yeah. I mean, I'm not this. That's not a lie. It's not like I've been behind the scenes where girls are. It's just that's just girls' nature. They're more sensitive.
And they're vicious, and they're vicious, and they're vicious when they fight. Because I've seen them like saying to each other in front of me, like almost about to fight. I'm like, wow, these girls are way worse than guys are. Like they bring it. They're like they have all this hate inside of them. I don't know why. Maybe I don't know. I don't even want to get into my theories.
Right. Okay. So
the last time they were in San Antonio, to answer your question, Conan, was December 21st.
Oh, this is a while. It was like 8 months ago.
Yeah. When was the last time Lufisto was in AEW? AEW, Joe.
I'll get that for you.
Thank you.
All right. Next is from Lewis Rice. Subject is cities. Do you have any cities or towns you dislike wrestling in, and why? That's from Lewis Rice, Wisconsin. I don't understand why they continue. I think AEW did a show here recently. There's no reason to go to Erie, Pennsylvania. Okay, when we went to Erie, Pennsylvania, there was a building. There was just empty buildings everywhere, poverty. I couldn't imagine why you're hitting this market. It's like it was the worst.
I just think it was a market that probably did for them in the past. And they always kept it on there. Like there was one right by X-Pac's house in Minnesota. It was called what was the one that was like
Duluth or something like that?
No, not Duluth. There's another one.
St. Paul? No, not St. Paul. I don't know.
Mankato? Was it Mankato?
Mankato, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like going there.
Nah.
This Internet Wrestling database actually lists the match that you references was April 6th, 2022. So she must have been at the meeting, but hadn't had a match in 8 months.
Who did she work against? April 26, 2022.
She was in a 6-woman tag match. She teamed with Ruby Soho and Sky Blue against Emi Sakurai, Lufisto. Oh, I'm sorry. She was on the team with Sakurai and the Bunny. Anna Jay, Soho, and Sky Blue are her opponents.
Next is from Cisco De Leon, and the subject is in response to the EO Sky comments. You can call me Cisco if my email is confusing to read. Hello, Conan and Disco. I was a big fan of both of you growing up, and I love your show. Anyway, I must address your opinions on EO Sky, such as her not having any charisma or character. It just appears that neither of you have seen any of her work before the main roster. I encourage you to watch her NXT promo videos against Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Dakota Kai. Watch her selling and expressions during her cage match with Shayna. These are just examples that showcase her actual character skills, and yes, Disco, she's been regarded as one of the best in the world. If you want to see evidence of that, look at articles that announce her signing to the WWE. Her promo video for the Mae Young Classic against Tony Storm and praise from HBK and Triple H during the NXT TakeOver when Raquel beat Io for the belt. An interview from Lita back in 2021 and the article from Bell to Bells in which she was listed as the best female wrestler of the 2010s. Okay, Cisco, you actually think. Okay, moreover, her introduction to main roster for WWE is less than ideal. For example, have you seen her do her 619 or her Dark Light video promos yet? Anyways, thanks if you're reading response to this. Much respect and love for you to you two legends. Okay, bro, if you actually think that I watched the show. She hasn't been interesting to me on viewing that show. Period. I'm just sorry. She's not interesting yet. Okay, that's my personal opinion. And if you're trying to tell me to make her interesting, I have to go back and look at all this she did like months and years ago. Forget it. It's like I'm just not interested. She can make me interested. She just they haven't booked her to do anything that I find particularly interesting yet. So that's it's not like I'm wrong. It's like how can I be wrong about my opinion of something? It's just like I just don't. She doesn't do anything for me. There's nothing against it. I can see she's probably a good worker, right? But she does nothing for me. So what? You got a comment on this, Conan?
Okay, nobody ever said she was a bad wrestler, so I don't know where you're getting that from. So quit trying to convince us. Like I said before, bro, she wrestled in AAA a long time ago with her sister, so I've seen her before. And because she can do a 619, big deal. A lot of people can do a 619.
Right.
Have her do like a double 450, in reverse, like Ricochet used to do. But here's the thing, bro. Like Disco said, and I was gonna say the same thing. So let me see if I got this right. For me to see that she's charismatic, I gotta go back a couple months or years to see it. Why am I seeing it now?
Right.
And
Exactly.
And the things, and she can control things like being charismatic by not acting all weird when she comes out and not just standing there like a totem pole,
like an ornament. Right, yeah.
When Bailey's talking and underacting, and then the other one overreacts, it looks funny. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna put her over. She has no charisma, and I am into her storyline now because I was into it because she just finally cashed the Money in the Bank thing. But they're separating her and Bailey, and it's kind of funny. Her and Bailey were going back and forth and doing one upsmanship. But yeah, she's not an interesting character whatsoever.
All right, I'm gonna add a new thing.
By that.
Okay, I'm gonna add a new thing that we do here in the mailbag. I'm not gonna suspend him. Okay, I'm not going to suspend you, okay, because it's for your email. But I am going to condemn the email. Hit the condemnation music, Joe. I'm going to condemn this email because he.
I like the condemnation music.
Yeah. Play the music and then I'll make the condemnation.
Can you put that music into your sound effects or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Because you have some weak sound effects, my friend.
Boing. Oh, sorry. That's my bad.
All right, next one's from Danny Ribeiro. No subject. Hello, Conan Disco. My question is, have you ever met AJ Styles when he was in WCW? What was he like, and what are your thoughts on his first wrestling impressions in the ring? Have a great day. Your show is the best, and thank you. Joe, play the Price is Right losing horn. Okay. Danny, I actually wrestled against AJ Styles when he was in WCW. Okay, so
Yeah.
so and we thought it was
NCA.
good. I thought it was good. However, I will say this: him and who was a kid that was called Air
Paris.
Air Paris. Okay, him and Air Paris wrestled me and Alex, right? And AJ was going to do a springboard. What's the move that kid into Shooting Star?
Shooting Star.
And he slipped. And he almost crippled himself in our match right there. I think we can caught her. Joe, see if you can find that clip.
Because he was really bummed out because it was like at the end of WCW, remember?
Right. And Johnny Ace liked him. So yeah. Which is no reason not to like AJ. Was great. He was a great talent back then. I thought it was cool that I was getting to wrestle him because I was like we would see this kid on the Saturday night tapings. I was like, wow, this kid looks pretty good. All right, next one's from Timothy Cologne, and the subject is Heart Foundation. Hi, K100. There are rumors of Brian Pillman Jr. joining WWE. Can he pull off the loose cannon character like his dad? Also, would a new Hart Foundation work like it did in MLW using Natalia, Harry Smith, Brian Pillman Jr., and Teddy Hart? Assuming he can behave. I don't think they're going to hire Teddy Hart.
No.
I don't think that. I think the Hart Foundation is kind of like old news.
But
I don't know if Brian. I don't know. I don't know if he's got that in him.
How many times?
Pillman was a maniac. Like Pillman was like legit. Wires. He had some screws loose up there. He was so very intense, stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. Brian's wired like that. So
how many times have you met Brian Jr.? Probably have
3 or 4.
Yeah,
2 or 3 maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he could do it. From talking to him a little bit, I just think I think he could do it.